The 3 biggest mistakes that seniors make while walking. Hi, I'm Doug. I've been a physical therapist for 30 years, and I specialize in helping people learn to walk again. In this video, I'm going to tell you the 3 biggest mistakes that seniors make while they're walking. The first biggest mistake is that they look down the entire time they're walking. Every time I've mentioned this online, all sorts of people write me comments saying that they have to look down while they walk because they have neck pain or back pain, or the ground is so uneven where they live that they are afraid that if they don't look down, they're going to stumble and fall. And I totally agree with that. But there is a technique that's recommended for older people while they're walking that involves looking down and looking forward because of the effect that it has on their balance. When you're looking down, your head weighs about 20 pounds, and you're leaning that 20 pounds in front of your body the whole time that you're walking. Most people, when they tilt their head down, their upper back also leans forward, so you're bringing even more of your body weight out in front of you. And what that does is it moves your center of gravity. It moves your center of gravity from inside of your body to out in front of you, making it a lot more difficult for you to balance. When you're leaning forward, it's much harder to recover if something disturbs your balance than if you're standing upright. That's why people always say to try to look up so that your posture is more upright. But if you're having troubles with your vision, if you're worried about the ground or stumbling on something, or if you just have a lot of pain and you feel like you've got to look down because it's more comfortable, what you want to do is something called scanning. That's when you look down and look ahead every so many steps. So you want to look down, check out the ground in front of you, and then look back up again. And it really just takes practicing this to get better at it. But you can develop the habit of scanning. It's a lot better for your balance, and you're a lot more resistant to falling. Number 2 is not using an assistive device if you need it. A lot of people walk without an assistive device, but some of them really need to use one. If you're finding that you're not walking as much because you feel unsteady, but you're not using a rolling walker or a cane, you might ask yourself the following question. When I go to the supermarket and I'm pushing the shopping cart, do I feel more steady? If you feel more stabilized, more safe, more balanced when you're pushing a shopping cart than when you're not, then you probably need a rolling walker or a cane. And I know a lot of people might smile when I say that. Some folks might get upset, but it's true. Most people don't feel more stable when they're pushing a shopping cart. I don't. When I walk with a shopping cart, it feels to me the same as when I'm walking. But if you feel a big difference, then what that should tell you is you need something to stabilize yourself, to give you more points of contact with the ground so that you feel steady enough to walk in a normal fashion. And if that describes you, then using a walker or a cane would actually help you because then you'd be able to walk more. One thing to consider is this. If you've slowed your walking down or you're just not walking as much because you're afraid of walking or because you're unsteady, if you use a walker or a cane and it allows you to walk more, your balance might improve enough that you no longer need that walker or cane. Don't look at using a walker as something that you can become addicted to or something that's going to make you worse. It's a fallacy that walkers make people bend forward or walkers make people worse. The truth is, people that need a walker, people that are already bending forward, are already having difficulty with their walking. They're the ones using a walker. So it looks like it's causing it, but actually that's the thing that's helping them. If you use a walker and you can increase your activity level, increase the number of steps you take in a day, you could actually get so much better at walking. Your balance could improve so much that you could get rid of the walker, or at least go from a walker to a cane and then to nothing. And I've seen that happen time and time again. But you won't believe how many people refuse to use a walker because they don't want to be seen using that or they're afraid of it. And then their balance and their walking diminishes because they're just not walking enough. The third biggest mistake is bad turns. The number one reason that people fall is because when they turn, they cross their legs. There was a study done in Great Britain where they looked at videos in nursing homes. And what they found was that when they looked at all the falls that the video recorders showed, that most of the falls, like 80% of the falls, the person crossed one leg over the other and then fell. If you're walking and when you turn, you cross your leg over to make the turn, that's a very dangerous thing. And I've seen a lot of clients do that on their first day in my office. So that's something that I work with every client, is teaching them to turn basically with their legs apart. So your feet should never cross when you turn. So if you turn to your left leg starts the turn and is what's lifting off the ground when you make the turn. Your right foot should not cross over your left to turn to the left. You should never cross your other foot over to make a turn, because it's highly likely that you'll fall if you do that. And if you practice turning correctly, then a lot of times that will become your habit. So whenever you turn to the right or left, you want to take a wide turn. You want to have your feet apart, because that's a way to guarantee that you won't fall. I hope you found this video helpful. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to work with a therapist or trainer that's trained in the techniques that you just saw, they can go to proprioceptiverehab.com to get training from me in exactly how to do this. I offer a course in proprioceptive rehabilitation for physical therapists and personal trainers.